Hello. So last night they had a huge update in Wizardry Daphne where they added like a bunch of like new events and stuff, but one of the new themes they added was the Ossuary. I think it's pronounced said the Ossuary. When this is where you can exchange these what are these I forget what these called, these bone coins or whatever they're called. To get like bones of your choice for like any of the regular adventurers. Like not the generics, not the ledgers, but any of the irregulars. And a lot of people have been asking me, I've had several questions from several people, like the best way to spend these. Alright, so, and there is about a 20%, each of these has about a 20% chance of also getting a, like, alternate version. They now have, like, alternate versions where you can get a different, like, inherit skill on these. So if you go to, like, one of these, like, bones here, you look at the drop rates, you'll now see that there is, like you see, it's at least here's 2.4%, but there's also 0.6% of getting one with Wild Strike. Instead, they'll have like alternate, enhancements or alternate inherits, right? So there are some that are like really worth it. And each of these, like I said, those bones you buy from the Ossuary have about 20% chance of getting that. So it's actually kind of worth, considering these abilities for that. Right, so that's gonna be what I'd say is probably what you might want to do. Like the other option would be to buy something for like oh shoot, wrong one. I want to go to exchange for like discipline. Like if you were focusing on like trying to get a really strong like character, right? That would be the other case. Like right, like let's say your main fighter is like let's say your main fighter is Elise, and you, like I said, you already have her like discipline rank 3 or whatever, but you want to get her to discipline rank 5. So you might want to get like 6 more bones to get her discipline rank 5, because ranks 4 and 5 both need 3 copies of Elise. So you might spend 60 of your coins to buy 6 Elise bones to try to get it, but one of them might have that alternate skill, so you might need 7. Like I said, that's a very valid way to use these coins. Just try to discipline your better characters to make them stronger. Discipline helps a lot. But the other thing you might want to consider is the inherents, like I said, but also, right, the main thing that got this here, though, is Marianne. And actually, Marianne is one of the most critical inherits in the game, because you absolutely need your main priest to get Lotomophis to rank 4. Like, you need rank 4 Lotomophis on your priest, whoever it is. Because, the cure poison ability, right, so words prayer that cure one, ally of poison, like, so if you go to, let's see, I don't even know if I can do the skill enhancement on this account, because it's such a low level one.
What's wrong?
But, oh yeah, skill enhancement, you can look at it here, so, Lotomophis, like, at rank 3, you can cure critical poison. Like, this is the only ability in the game that can cure critical poison, and the items that cure it, like, you can't use normal antidotes, so it's really hard to cure. So having this ability at rank 3, kind of nice, because, like, it's super important. I'd say one of the most important inherits. And what got this ability nerfed, though, is that this one, like I said, this adds some, you see it's a big jump in MP cost, because rank 5, this one starts out healing. That's why they had to change how they did this skill, because it was like OP, they was undercosted. They've greatly raised the MP cost of rank 5, because it also adds like I said, this AE, but also does like healing, I think adds like some health, and it was made Madios kind of obsolete. But like, so that is, so you might want that. But also Marianne's alternate gives you Way of the Priest, which is a super good ability. Way of the Priest is a super good ability because it lowers the mana costs of your priest spells. Right, priests learn it naturally, but if you could, like, you can get it to level up, but you can also give it to, like, your non-priests, like you're using mages. All your mages will probably learn some priest spells, because it's like mages usually have good divine power, so you'll usually teach, like that, like Madios, Dios and stuff to your mages. So giving them Way of the Priest will let them cast those spells more efficiently. Or you can try to get Way of the Priest to try and level, like I said, to level up it on your priest. So like if we wanted to, like I said, so I already have some Marianne remains on this count, but I do not have any of the new ones. Oh, right, sorry, Ossuary. So, like, let's just grab a few Marianne remains here, just to, you know, see if we can get one with the Way of the Priest here. We'll grab a few of these here. And I'll talk about, like, other good choices here, but I do think Marianne, like I said, she is the reason this whole thing's happening, why they gave you a refund. But also, like I said, she's actually literally one of the best ones to buy with these. I mean, she's one of the best characters. Like, she's also just a really good character. Like, if you just want to buy these to discipline her, that's also totally cool. Like, if you get an alternate skill one, don't use that for discipline, but there you go. So, I think we just bought about 5 of those, huh? So that should be good. So let's go reverse these. So Covetous Priest remains, 5 of them. You can't look at the drop rates on these, so I can't tell you the exact percentage, but it seems to be about 20. I just did my latest Let's Play episode, which will probably be up tomorrow. But you can see how I spent those coins on my main account. I did get some of the alternates from those I bought, so I didn't get any of those with like an alternate. There would be a special icon. We could try to get a couple more. We'll try to, we'll get a couple more. We have, like I said, we have a few couple more. We'll get 2 more. If we don't get it on that one, that's fine. Like, we'll do, but so there's a couple other characters I want to talk about. So this is my alternate account, so I don't really, like I said, this is pretty much a for science account. If I ever needed to, I could probably make a whole nother one for stuff, but this is just for science here. But Marianne is kind of the main mage on this one. This account has never been blessed with an Alice. Has never been blessed with an Alice, so... Covetous Priest. So let's try to get Way of the Priest. Come on. Give me Way of the Priest. Yeah, Marianne's skeleton's pretty much naked. A lot of skeletons, you'll see like their armor or whatever, or their bracelets, but her skeleton's like naked. Alright. Didn't get one with Way of the Priest, so... That's too bad. Like I said, I'm not sure what the percentage is. Unfortunately, we can't see the drop rate on those specific ones. But like I said, Marianne, though, I'd say top pick, you know, just because you need to rank level Mothmophis to rank 4. And if you're using it as your priest, obviously using it for discipline is good too. Other top picks, though, oh gosh, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Other top picks, though, would be... If I had to top it in our top 5, so... I'd say Marianne's like one of the best. Other good ones, like, let's go look at the skills. That's actually gonna be easier. So because we can go look at all the skills. What are these? These are the great legend ones. Okay. So Ophelia, right? She's teach a counterattack, always a good pick in general, but her second is Way of the Warrior, something you really do want to level up. Elda, he teaches follow-up attack, which is something you always want to get in general. His alternate is Full Power Strike, another skill that's super, super good. Gandalf, he's heavy attack, his alternate is Way of the Warrior, so also good. Chloe's terrible, don't buy her, don't buy Chloe Bones, unless you're using her as a fighter, and you want to get her for discipline. I would have probably avoid buying Chloe. Benjamin's good for health. Wild Strike's kind of meh, though. So I'm not wild about recommending Benjamin either, but I can definitely recommend Ophelia, Elda, and Gandalf. Sorry. Gandalf. I could definitely recommend those 3 are good. Probably Ophelia and Elda more than Gandalf. But heavy max out heavy attack, like I said, those are all 3 of those are pretty good. I mean, it's like I said, it's hard to say which I'd say better. I think said Elda's dealing with Full Power Strike, whereas Ophelia, like I said, but counterattack's good, like just on any of you, like on like your front line, your main evasive character on the front line or whatever. Like this one works more passively. Yeah, but as I said, we talked about Marianne, her alternate's Way of the Priest. So Galena can get you Kufsis. This would be a good skill to teach on some other characters, just because Kufsis lets you cure skill binding. Being able to get this on a few other characters would be super nice. Knapiak from Valdor. Knapiak's one of the skills would be nice to get all the other characters. But the other 2 I'd say are super good would be Flute with Mommygull and Jarmil with Moff but also just getting a bunch of like Flutes or Yarmils to level up your priest's main attack spell would be good. Like, right, so right? If your main priest, your main mage, right? So if your main mage is Flute or your Katharina, you can easily level up Meagle. Said getting 4 flutes can let you level up Meagle to rank 3. So you probably said that could be a really good single target spell for attacks. If your main mage is Asha, Yarmil, or Dion, you can use 4 Yarmils to level up Faru to rank 3, and that'll be your main single target damage, super important. But also you have a chance of getting the AE versions of those spells to level those up, or even just teach them to a new character. Right, I'm considering buying some Yarmils on my main character, just on my main account, just so I could try to get Mafaru for Katharina. It's the AE spell, she really doesn't. On the other hand, the idea of just buying a bunch of flutes to try to level up her Meagle to her Meagle and Meagle spells higher is also appealing. Said her Meagle, if we could just level that up to rank 5 or something, that might be really good. But we might get some Meagles. We could, try to level up. If we get 4 Meagle flutes, we could literally rank it up to rank 3, and then she'd have a level 3 AE spell, which would be really good damage in a lot of cases. So those are both really good. Alex can get you Way of the Night. His regular stun bash, which isn't that great, so it's hard for me to recommend Alex, but Way of the Night's not too bad. Yeah, most of the knights aren't that great. It's hard for me to really recommend the knights. But yeah, so that's probably said. So I would definitely say Flute, Yarmil, top tier picks there. Marianne, probably one of the best there. Any of the priests are good. Marianne, though, with Way of the Priest, I'd say is probably the best one, though. Obbit, Kusis, Yalko, Kiopika, if you get any of those are nice spells to totally have on, some of your other spellcasters. Akesh with passive action speed up's good. John with passive evasion up's not too bad. Vivian passive surety up's not too bad, so some of these are okay. It should be noted right now, you can also buy these bones with higher chances of fighters getting their alternates. This is much higher if you want to try and get some of the fighter alternates, or if you want the thief alternates, there's the Legends 2 ones. Those get the thief alternates, so there is definitely a bit of extra value there. Gosh, there's so many different bones right now. Yeah, that's a Legend Deep Forest guy. These ones, the Legend ones, okay. Right, so these ones have the thieves in them, so you have the alternate chances on these. Looks like it's 10% chance on the normal ones, it's 20% chance on the bonus, so it's between 10 and 20%, I'd say. I don't know how much the chances on the other ones. It might only be a 10% chance on the other ones, but yeah. So let's go look back at the exchange here. I'd say, like I said, best uses for these coins. Either discipline a character you're using, or like I said, I'd say Marianne, probably the best pick here. Just like I said, you have chance. Like I said, Lotomophis is probably the most important inherit. You need to get that to rank 3 on one of your priests. That is absolutely critical skill you need. You need to get to rank 3 on your main priest. That's just not even negotiable, because you will literally game over to critical poison if you don't do that at some point. Other options, like I said, any of the other priests are good. ML, Galena, Daniel, and Valdor are okay. They're not too bad. See, the mages, Flute, I'd say, is really good. Flute and Yarmil are also super top tier. If I'd say top 3, I'd say Marianne, Yarmil, and Flute. And if we want to make it a top 5, I would probably go with Elda and Ophelia. And I guess Gandalf. You could probably argue that Gandalf is about as good as Ophelia, though I do think counterattack might be a more important skill to level up, just because it's free damage. I think, like I said, whereas heavy attack, heavy attack rank 3, heavy attack, getting above that stuff's good, but, I kind of feel like, just counterattack, getting your counterattack's good, but, you could definitely argue either way, but, those would be, so it's kind of the top 6. I'd say Marianne, Flute, Yarmil, Elda, Ophelia, and Gandalf. Those are the best ones to buy, trying to get those alternate skills, or even just getting, skills for your main ones, your normal skills that you would get. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. But yeah, with all these other bones and stuff, though, Like, you know, it's like, so I also brought back Abenius Bones, and boy, does it suck for Abenius, because, like, I use Abenius on my main account, and, I did, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to even justify buying them on my main account, and I actually did a full video explaining why down below. As always, thank you for watching.